So for this example, we're going to be looking at the NC births data set, which is housed within the open intro package in R. And it represents a random sample of 150 cases of mothers and their newborns in North Carolina in a particular year. So we're particularly interested in two variables: the weight, which represents the weight of the baby or the newborn baby when they're born, and smoke, which represents the smoking status, whether they smoked, the mother smoked or didn't smoke throughout the pregnancy. And we're interested to know, is there convincing evidence that newborns from mothers who smoke have a different average birth weight than newborns from mothers who don't smoke? They've asked us to use 95% confidence. I've printed out the first 6 rows of the data set. Again, there's 150 rows, but just to give you an idea here, they've got some information on the mother, how pregnant she was when she gave birth, how many visits they had to the hospital, whether they gained weight, what the weight of the baby was, the sex of the baby, and the smoking status. Again, we're going to focus on just 2 rows here: the weight of the baby and the smoking status of the mother. So I worked out some summary statistics from this data set. So for this sample, this is a sample mean. For the smoking group, it's 6.78. And for the non-smoking group, it's 7.18. Remember, we usually use X bar to represent sample mean. So because this is the first group, I'm going to call this X1 bar, and I'm going to call this X2 bar. Sometimes I like to use letters instead. So maybe I might call this XS bar for smoking group, and XN bar for non-smoking group, just to be a little bit more clear, but in this case, I'm going to use numbers. We've got the sample standard deviation, so that's S1 and S2. Okay. And we've got the sample size. Usually sample size is N, so this is N1 and N2. Okay, and we're going to use that to help us calculate the test statistic and work through this.